Well, it's 2024 and it's time to get the Pulsar out of storage. Every year I put it on this lift and it spends the winter up there. But spring has arrived and I've got to pull out my javelin from underneath it so that we can get the Pulsar down off the lift. And I try to store it just as clean as I can keep it. Here comes that cover off of my 1986 Nissan Pulsar. I bought this in 1995. It was my first car. We're going to go ahead and start it up, pull it off the lift. One of my favorite days of the year is when we get to pull Cricket out of the garage, get her shined up and ready to drive for the summer. I did get some new parts that I had installed. I just wanted to make a quick documentation. I really like that license plate, the 1986 NX. I put those graphics on about 2 years ago, and I've been happy with them. I've always liked those wheel covers that I've got on there with the 5 spokes. It's had 2 different paint jobs from me, and I'm really happy with this last one I got. I love how that hood reflects, shines up real good. I did paint those 5 vents on the front, and I do like them. I did put an aftermarket spoiler on. That's from a Toyota MR2. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the interior now. It's an original steering wheel on it there. I like that 2-ball shift knob that I've got. It's got tinted windows and 3 seatbelt sets in that back seat. I have had 5 people riding in that car, and everybody seems to be pretty comfortable. That brake light on that spoiler does work. Now these are the original seats and interior. The dash is in good shape. It's got a working tape player in it. That back seat's original there. Those Pioneer speakers. You used to see these cars all over when I was in high school in the 90s, but more and more they're becoming rare. She's a fun car. She moves when she has to. More than anything, she's been reliable. There's those pop-up headlights. That was such a selling point for me when I got this car. I thought that was such a neat gimmick that those headlights popped up and popped down. That is fun. One of the good features on this car is it has a huge trunk in it. I was always able to get all of my luggage in the back of this car. And it's taken trips to California, to New York State, all over the country. It's been just a great little car for me. I love that blue air cover on it. Really sets off that engine compartment. Now this doesn't have air conditioning in it, so my windows are usually rolled down. But as you can see, it's pretty much all original setup under the hood there. If anybody wants to see a close-up on any vacuum hoses or how things are hooked up, just let me know in the comments. But I've got it running really good right now. I put a new carburetor on it, and I think it really needed that. New fuel pump, too. That really made things run better. But I put those two little stripes on the hood there, and I like how they turned out. We have a lot of fun in cricket. In this driver's compartment here, it's got a comfortable seat. They're really shaped like racing seats. I like them. And I put that shag on the ceiling and the frills. I love that sunroof latch. It really lets in a nice breeze when you're cruising down the highway. Got the hula girl on the dash. That all original steering wheel really is a cool steering wheel. I like that. And that gauge cluster, everything's laid out really conveniently. That tape player always has a good mixtape in it. I love that. Those dingleberries around the edge and that frill I just had to do back in high school. I even put some shag on the back package tray there. And that shag on the ceiling. It is watertight when you close that sunroof. There's no leaks in it at all. I have slept in this vehicle on more than one occasion. And when those seats lay back, it's not that uncomfortable. But we're going to take a look at this back seat here. It had a neat feature where the back seat had these two knobs on top. And when you pulled them up, it released the latches and let you fold that back seat down. I was able to put my skis in through the trunk and let them just poke through to the front seat then. But you really can load some large items when you fold that back seat down. It really is amazing how much space that little vehicle has with that back seat in the down position. You can see what a large cavity that trunk is. It really is a feat of engineering. Folds back up, clicks into place when you're ready to have passengers sit back there. I do like the look of those Pioneer speakers. These little rear windows had a pretty ingenious little mechanism where you could fold them out and let just a little more fresh air in. It does have a good heater in it too. I drove this all through the winters growing up with front wheel drive. It was a fairly reliable little car. I did like the layout of the interior. Everything was within reach. Both windows latched. And I do like the lighting on this car. It's a lot of fun. I thought we'd take a look at all the little detail lights that I've got set up in it, like those two on the washer fluid nozzles. I've got an interior switch that I can hit and turn those lights on and off, and they glow with such a pure white light, they almost look blue, especially when you compare it with my headlights that are the old incandescent bulbs that really put off almost an amber type glow. Those lights pop up and you turn the headlights on, and those side markers light up in that amber color, and you get to see what the Pulsar looks like with its headlights in the up position. And you can turn the headlights on and hit a switch, and it'll leave the headlights in the up position. So you can manually control whether or not they're physically up or down. And I did like that feature. If you have to do some repairs, you can control it with that knob. We call her Cricket. I really like the stance of how it looks and how it rides. And these taillights here are also just a great accent to it. Illuminates that license plate nice and bright, and she just seems to glow when you're driving her down the street on a summer evening. But we're going to have a seat inside. Maybe you can get a feel for what it's like to sit in the cockpit of this 1986 Nissan Pulsar. That dash is so cool. I like its layout. It's got a digital clock on it, and that engine purrs. Too fun. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night.